This place has all changed here. This is the old railway line. I can't really give one. We walked down the railway line. There's no grass left. Put the cycle lane in. That's the sewage treatment place in Strabane. They must have put the whole new. Look at the length of that there, boys. That goes down as far as an old bridge used to cross into Cointy Donegal. There's an island in the middle of the foil. So how are they going to build that? What they could do, build the whole way to Londonderry. So I was going to, there's a nice wee walk. That's a nature reserve up above. And then the gypsy campsite. So they must be going to link that on now, on up by Austell. And the river for Hull is over there, the banking, the flood banking. And you can do a wee walk around here. It's a wee bit smelly sometimes passing the sewage treatment place, depending on what way the wind's blowing. Last time I was here, there was a farmer's gate lying open and sheep. The gate was lying wide open. She went into the field like. Now he didn't chase the sheep, but I rode her like. The farmer had no gate. So I haven't been down here much since. So there's been a right lot of changes. So we'll walk down here now. That's got its last. I was told doing the circle like, but I'm tempted to go down as far as I can now. It's by 3 o'clock. It's dark at 4, quarter past 4. Well, Lena, why we go down this way, pet? There's no point in taping all this here. It's just cycle lane. If you let the bicycle like you fly down this here. There's the foil banking over there. So it's much nicer coming up along the flood banking. You can see the river. So same here too, that's the final coat of tarmac. Just this wee bit here to do. So it must be not this here Greenway. It wouldn't go anywhere else unless Balmagoy. It's a long way of Balmagoy. So unless they're going to build it, they go to Londonderry. But see, the only problem with these cycle lanes, it's not to say you get a good quality lifted bike and cycle to your work, because they don't grit them. Come in the winter time, there's no street lights or nothing here. That tarmac's dead smooth. The bike will slip off. And people are back using cars. I think the best thing for these here is if they allowed you to use, see, if people have things like mobility scooters even, a slightly larger golf cart. See if you had a golf cart, carry what, 4 or 5 people and go to your work on a golf cart and allow them to travel these here. Them ones I'm probably using. I see grass on ahead. Maybe that's the ditch. So maybe it doesn't go the whole way down. We'll find out today. But if I go down to the very end, I mightn't have time to do my circle before it gets dark. We'll see how it goes. I've got a wee torch in my pocket. You never know what they're going to find, Lena. Luna's been very good today. See, the weird thing is, I got a route filling. When would it be? 5 years ago. Just over 5 years ago, I got a route filling. And I was camping up in Newry at the time. And I was after my mother died, after I lost my job, and after I had to put my shadow down. Everything was going wrong. And I just head off in the caravan for a month. And I got as far as Newry. And the big toothache, the worst toothache you can imagine. It's not a normal toothache. This is bad. Your whole face just swells up and up, and it goes numb. And I went to the dentist, and they were going to do it that day up in Newry. And I'll do it the next day, because we Luna and all. So I booked it the next day, and then after I got it done, tell me you had to come back a week later. So I had to stay in Newry for a week rather than travel down and back up again. That was alright. But when I went back, she says, you know, I think maybe you need an hour or 2 done. Fuck, that's what you're thinking, like. Oh, the only one sore. That's alright, but the other 2, I'll come back and get them done later. That was alright then. I went back to my own dentist as normal. He didn't find nothing about it, no other 2. Well, it turns out a couple of years later, sure enough, another one needed done. My own dentist done it, far cheaper than Newry. One in Newry is about 140 or something like that. My own was just under £100. I got a crown there. I'm supposed to get a crown shortly after, but COVID came along, and so I couldn't get a crown. So I got a crown there 2 months ago. And sometimes when you get a root canal filling done, if you imagine the roots of a tree, the roots of a plant, they have to take out the old nerve. They use like the best described as a piece of wire or something. You know, if you're poking, say you got a blocked drain, you're putting drain rods down it. Something like that there, they're poking away at it like. And he showed me the x-rays. The dentist I have now is pretty good that way. He'll show you the x-rays. So you can walk that way now, and that's the road bank there, and back up. But we've got to check this out. And come on then. There's always, you know, if you pull a plant out, you got the main root, but sometimes your wee bits of roots go off the side, and that can happen in your tooth. You can't see them with human eye like. So there's always a possibility wee bits get left behind. And if it does, from time to time, you can get an abscess in your gum, and then they give you antibiotics. But it shouldn't happen all the time, like. So although it's there, it can happen, and something to keep an eye on. Because technically speaking, your tooth is dead. You've got a dead bit of your body, and your immune system wants to react with it and stuff. But so that happened before. I had to get antibiotics. So I started to know the symptoms now, like, to watch out for. But I woke up a lot of weeks ago. My gum was very sore. This is going to be another infection starting. But once I went to work and all, eased afterwards, nothing. So although your gum gets sore, but your tooth's not sore. It's not a toothache. Your gum's sore. And I'll leave it. Sort of keep an eye on it, you know. And then sure enough then, last night again, got up this morning, I'm going to get this sorted out. Rang up. Today's first opening day after Christmas, like. Can't remember what date it is. Luna! Up this way, honey! Out again! And rang up this morning, 9 o'clock. Come up for 10:15. So I'm up to 10:15 thinking he's just going to hand me antibiotics, like. I'm going, he pushes the gum, is that sore? Yeah. That's a bit strange, how comes the gum's not sore now when he pushes it. Taps the tooth, is that sore? Yeah. Takes an x-ray. Basically what's happening is the crown he put on is a wee bit high, and when I'm sitting at night time, my teeth's too tight together, and it's saying that the crown doesn't like to be crushed. And you can see the wee black mark in the x-rays, what it's causing, but it'll go away now by itself. So he ground a wee bit off the tooth, but that's alright. But he says, what about that tooth beside it? He says, I'm a bit concerned with this one beside it. Any pain there? Taps it. Nah, nothing wrong with that. So now I'm going to draw a wee test hole. If it hurts you, let me know. That was it. The tooth is there beside it. Did an all root canal for him. Now, you don't need no anaesthetic for a root canal for him, because the tooth's dead. But I was there 2 months ago for an appointment checkup. I was alright then, like. So she must be going away. But I always find a lot of times when you get sensitive teeth, they always say, oh, it's just sensitive teeth. It's a style of a root canal. Because that's sort of symptoms, and I had that. When you squirts wee air, that's just a sensitive tooth. So you know, and all right. So 5 years on from your girl telling me there's 3 teeth to be done, I'm not through one of them today now. So I had to go back now in February. It takes 2 appointments to do it. Normally you go back a week later, but he's busy, so I'm not going back to February. He says something about a wean, but he's too old to have a wean unless he's got a new young wife. So this is at the end here now. Like, we're back now to the railway line, so no point in going down any further because I know what's down there. But there's nothing to know what they intend doing here now. I like the railway line itself. You can walk down that railway line with your wee pup, it's dead handy, like. Although sometimes the farmers would use it and muck it up. But like this here now, you get young boys flying down here now, tinging the bell and expect you to run into the side. So I'm not a fan of brand new cycle lanes. Brilliant for a bicycle, but not for walking. I've been ready to see now if they put a new fence down along here when they're finished to stop pups going into fields. So then we're going to go back now. If you went on down there now, it's definitely worth the walk down. The bridge is impressive. There's no bridge there. It's just the big pillars. And the big army took it down during the Troubles, started the Troubles. The Republic side kept their bridge, and you can still get onto the island from Donegal side. The original bridge is still there. You can drive across it in a car, although it's technically, it's not a public road like. And there's an old quarry on the island. That's probably the reason why they kept the access to it. And it'd be very easy to put a new cycle bridge across it. There's nothing wrong with the pillars. All the floods in the world has never budged them. And the pillars are double bridge wide, so it would have been wide enough for 2 trains in its time, but I don't think there ever was 2 trains here. There only ever was the single line. But they must have planned ahead when they built the bridge. So we're going to go back down here now, this wee junction, and turn off and go around the riverbank. We're going to turn off down this wee lane now to the foil banking. So that's the way we came down, and that's going on down towards the Londonderry direction. That goes back out to the Park Road. We would call it the Bog Road. Very bumpy wee road. Cause the canal ran down along here. That's why it's boggy and all. It's bumpy. No, but if the sun comes out now, I'll not be able to tape. No, I'm on this way, pet. No, I'm going this way. Your mum was telling me that you know how funding government projects goes from April to April. That's all the money they have for so far. So it's not going to go any further than it is at the minute. But if they get more funding next year, the intention is to take it on down to Londonderry. They have to put a new bridge in. Now I'd imagine if they put the new bridge in, it'd be interesting to know if they use the original train bridge on the far side, bearing in mind it's a brave age, or will they put a new cycle lane bridge in. So they might actually put 2 bridges in to cross that far, one onto the island and one off the island, and that would take you down into Carrigan's, and then the cycle lane's not far from Carrigan's then, all on into Londonderry at the minute. I know in Londonderry they're going to take the cycle lane on down to Muff, and about 6 months ago I was down behind Sainsbury's and they were building the pedestrian bridge at that time to go across Pennyburn. So whether they had the money to finish it or not, who knows. New Year starts, funding, you know, Northern Ireland's broke at the minute. But as far as I know, even if Northern Ireland's broke, the money for these cycle lanes comes from your carrier bags. Every time you go to you go into a shop and you forget your bag and you're taxed, part or most of that tax goes on stuff like cycle lanes. That's how it used to be anyway. Whether they still do it or not, I don't know. So as long as people keep buying carrier bags, so that'd be separate from the NHS funding, for example. It's crowding my hand now, Luna. But the actual rail line's a nicer walk. This time of year now it's probably full of plastic bottles and stuff. Floods brings and all the rubbish. Sometimes the farmers let the cows graze these bankings. I never like that. No good if you've got a dog. You know, you think the bankings belong to the government, like the river agency and all that. They should be just trimming them. I see farmers, they want to grab all they can. They probably got paid for this land way back years ago, and they still want to use it. There's the fire now, she's fair flowing today. Don't like a fire going fast like that. You're not to go near the water now, Luna. I don't want to see you floating down. There's one of the original dragon's teeth. See, during the Troubles, they were everywhere there, like. So, they would have had gates across all these lanes to stop people going down them. There's one gate remaining away, brave and far down. But that ain't dragon's tooth there. I don't think that was part of the gates, where that farmer just got that. They put them all around the town centre, they closed the town centre off. Later on then they replaced them with flower boxes and stuff. But the very start, when they first closed them off, it was all them dragon's teeth. Stopped cars getting into the town centre. Right, you're not allowed to go swimming, Luna. I have a fair bit up here where I can see cows. It looks empty. You were in the corner, there could be 5 or 6 of them. You think it'd all in the barns this time of year, there's still sheep out. There's a nicer walk here now, like. Only thing your man was saying to me, you'd probably see boys and motorbikes turn up and down that lane. And they're probably underage and nobody can do nothing about it. There's another wee island in the forest. The forest is full of wee islands. So you see that's where the island stops up here. So the water's going both sides of that wee island. If I was to guess, I would say 99% of any islands in the forest belong to the Republic. I think grabbed it all them boys. Apparently what they used to do, they would drop a barrel into the river upstream, and depending on what side the barrel would flow would tell you where the border was. So if the barrel flowed down the far side, then that island would be Northern Ireland. If the barrel came down this side, then that would be the Republic of Ireland, that island. I think maybe they fixed the way these barrels went. You got some local farmer and our local fishermen, they know where the current goes, and you got some British government official who hasn't got a clue, just carrying his wee stick and long moustache, and then they chuck the barrel on. Oh, surprise, surprise, the Republic, they get it. So you can see the Lifford greyhound running track over there. I don't know if they're still going or not. I don't know, you can have a crowd goat chasing the wee rabbit over there. Do you know how sometimes these racing circuits allow normal people to take their normal cars on? You pay so much and you can take your car on and race it around these circuits. I reckon this greyhound, like they're struggling on these greyhound tracks. If they had an open day with people who let their own pups in and let them run around, they can make money, you know. I'd pay a £5 an hour to let Luna chase the rabbit. I could just sit in seats and watch her going around in circles. You wouldn't have to walk her all week then. Dead handy that. Hey, check for wildlife, Luna. Check for domesticated wee sheepy and things. Not much room there for your foot in that barbed wire. Northern Ireland's short of trees. We don't have enough of trees. Like that land there can't be worth a lot. Why not just buy that off the farmer and plant trees there? Oh, look at that there. There's beasties in here. There might be beasties in here, Luna. Luna's okay with big animals. She doesn't chase big animals. She'd like the nose of a cow, but I heard the cows might chase her. So that's the old railway line, cycle lane just over there, down trees. A lot of shit here, boys. Probably sheep. They call it a nature reserve. That's just wild ground like that that's flooded. They haven't actually created a nature reserve. That's just a bit of ground that was abandoned. Wasn't much good for nothing else. There we are now. So when we get out here now, we're in the nature reserve. There's a wee lake sort of behind them trees. Oh, there's still stone there. That's off the Ruby Bridge. That's probably off the wee narrow gauge. Narrow gauge Ruby Bridge was down there. Luna! Oh. The Ruby Line's down here now. You can't really walk around there much. If you want to go on to the Lifford Bridge, you need to be down on the lower bit. It's too overgrown on the banking. So Luna's in the nature reserve now. She loves nature, is our Luna. A lot of green algae on it, that's it today. No, where are you, Annie? Come on up here. Might be blue algae down there too, you don't know these things. Hey, price of vets at Christmas, I'll tell you. When I go down here now, I should be turning left to go back to the car, but I'm going to turn right. See if this cycle lane goes the whole way to the gypsy side. No tarmac down this end. A wee bit of work to do yet. There's a new fence and new gates. So that's where Leonard ran into the field the last time and them sheep. There was no fence or gates there. See, as far as walking goes, I like walking on stones. Nice and smooth like. It makes you wonder, this line was practically straight when they built it. And look at how you end up with curves. See where they wobble it, probably make it look nice. Well, it's funny, isn't it? This line lay empty since I was a wee fella. I never remember a train running on it. I remember the granite on it, but the rails were lifted in my time. And this is the last thing they're doing it now. This is laid the same way as it did when the train stopped. And now they're talking about reopening the railway line. This greater plan. And the last bit of railway line that's left has been made into cycle lane. It's funny how the world goes, isn't it? They wait until it's completely covered. Bypasses built on it, the cycle lanes built on it, and then they're talking about reopening it. It's a bit hard then. With all these wee signs, danger overhead wiring, happens lying on the ground. Luna loves it here, so she does. You get blackberries here in the summertime, Luna. So it's not a right wee bit of work to do yet as far as tarmacking and all goes. Normally you get out fridge freezers and all dumped in it. There's a bypass straight in front there now. Do you know what? It's not going to go to the gypsy side. The gypsy side's to the right hand side. It's going to cross the bypass. That's dodgy to cross the bypass there. Cycle lane's at the far side of the bypass. It's only a footpath this side. Unless they put in pedestrian crossing, but even at that, that's 50 miles an hour, that bypass. So all that clay, that's the entrance to the gypsy campsite. Look like they're going to block it up. So they've been using the gypsy campsite for all their work vehicles and crap. What did we see there now? So that's the bypass just down there, that's where it's going. If they brought it in through here, it'd be a handy place to park your car and then take your bike out of the car and cycle. There's nothing left to this side, everything here is knocked down. But then again, if you want to make it into somewhere for motorhomes and stuff, the drainage is underground, the plumbing's under the ground, sewage is under the ground, all that stuff's still there. Seems a way waste of land, doesn't it? This will be our prime site here for our shop. You put a McDonald's on here. So that wall at the back, you'll see the pebble dash in the wall, and then there's wee gaps. Well, them gaps are, that's the wall came out the way. So roughly here, that's the size of the yard they would have had each. We would have had a wall coming out here, so that would have been one family. That's another family. So you see there, the wall there, the wall there. That would have been one family's caravan. So there's a right big space like. But this side here was a disgrace when they were here. It was all scrap vehicles, and we used to collect scrap, and it was like a scrapyard in here. Now, it wouldn't have been safe for Williams running around. They used to have wee electric meters near the front, a wee bulb with electric meters. So I'd imagine each one of these all had electric hookups, and then you had a meter. But I suppose like it just, whenever it came to time they pay the electric bill, hook your car up and go elsewhere. How are they going to twist them? You can see here too, all the manhole covers all stalled for scrap. So that's the entrance on now to the roundabout. It's very hard getting in and out of there too. It's a very busy roundabout. So we're not going much further now, Pet. We're going to turn around. I used to walk along the footpath, and there used to be a wee path ran along the old railway line next to the site. That's where I used to be years ago. And the gypsies are still here. I'll just see if it's there now. That's probably where the building was, where the levy meters. So these boys have dug us away for their vehicles. You see the oil drums up above, stop you coming out of the shortcut. Oh, that's right, Lena. So this is the end now. We're going to stay there to see where we're coming out. Do you know what? The cycle lane is coming into the gypsy campsite. I was wandering across the road there. So the cycle lane is going to come into the gypsy campsite here and use the original entrance. That makes more sense. Well, that's us now, then. Head back to the car now. What time is it now, Pet? Well, 4:01. It's alright, you've been on. You're not half an hour before it's pitch dark. Street lights are just coming on. Days are getting longer now. We're past the shortest day. No curbs in here. There's a right bit of work to do here yet. I've been interested to know, but if they get more funding next April, they'll probably have to put the next part out to quotes again. Because the price of materials change. Minimum wage is going up in April. So I would say to rebuild the same again after April will be more expensive. So once they continue the next section, it's not a matter of just paying what it was last year. It'll probably be a higher bill. Or then again, materials, price of fuel has dropped. So running machines and all is a bit cheaper. You've had a good wee walk today, haven't you, Lena? Oh, because I had to go to the dentist. You put the fuel in the car, like, you don't want to just go straight back home. That was like a nice wee meadow part up there, you know. I'll say, it would be full of fridges and stuff like that. But in the summertime, it always looked nice up there. That's part of the nature of it. But like, so one of no trees ever planted themselves in that wee bit. But see, you need grass too for wee butterflies and all. Oh, the oil tank still lying there. The council, Strabane Council, left all big things for free. Now what they don't lift showers and stuff like that. The last time I was down here was about 6 toilets dumped. And you think like 6 toilets, no house has 6 toilets. So it must have been a building crowd who just came down in the van after restoring toilets in a school or something like that. They don't get free dumping. Where's she going now? No attack on wildlife! Nature over there, Pet, that nature! Luna's getting so good now. I can see her chasing rabbits and I shout at her and I can see the rabbits running and she just comes back. The big full tummy slows you down too, doesn't it, over Christmas? Big full tummy. Tip that last wee bit now, Luna, we're starting to get dark. This camera is making it look brighter than what it actually is. Lovely day for a walk. As long as you don't get the big heavy showers. When I arrived in the town this morning, I want to give Luna a wee quick walk to start off with, and before I went to the dentist. And a big shower came on, lashing heavy rain, but it was mixed with hailstones. And normally you get a big shower come on, maybe start off with hailstones and turns to rain. This was both together. you had big hailstones and big raindrops lashing at the same time. And I tried to stand behind a wall, wasn't much shelter. And then we got into Smith Mill there in the doorway. A bit of shelter there. The wee thing was sitting shaking. It was cold. Wee back leg was trembling, wasn't it, Minna? I think the reason why they make these so wide is so the council road sweeper can come down here. A road sweeper can come down here and yet still leave enough room for a pedestrian to just stand at the side while they pass. Well, I've parked my car. They've made 2 car park spaces. There never was car park spaces before. You just sort of had to park up in the muck as best you could. That wire's a bit high up there, isn't it, Lena? That's a brand new fence there, boys. I'm not how high the wire's up. It's a bit fenced off badly, isn't it? You see, you think all that clay there, they could get, just dump a wee lock of clay there with JCB, but the wire is actually going uphill. They could have kept it level, like. I would have suited alright. That post there is very low there compared to that end one. They can knock them 2 posts down a bit. I don't know what happened to them there. Luna could go under that, no problem. But with that top story now, they should have pushed that top story right out to the wire. And maybe they want to run out of stuff, they'll keep a wee bit to the end. So maybe when they're finished, they might put a wee bit of nice top story over the top. There's one of the big dragon's teeth now. That's different from the other ones. They're meant to be linked together. My crane would have hooked onto them there, boys. A wee sign. They had a sign out in that one there at one time. Road closed. Army checkpoint ahead. There's my car now in front now. I can see the back end of it. See what they used to have before, see every time you had a lane here, they would have had a gate across this lane. So the farmers could have put their sheep and all back and forward. So that's the field she went down there with the sheep the last time. And you see there's no gate on it. You're walking down here, all clay, look I'm on, and there's still no fence on it. They put a wee fence to the side, but they might put one on here. But people just walked in like. That's to say she did anything wrong. The man had sheep in that field and there's no gates. But this is all tarred now, so maybe they're not going to put a fence. But you think it'd be cheaper buying the field and planting, there's sheep in that field. You think it'd be cheaper just buying that field and planting trees than maintaining the fence for forever and ever. Wonder what's going on here. Let the cable go in there for something. I wonder why that's fenced off. Is that Japanese knotweed or something, or no overhead line? It's funny how that wee bit there's wired off there. That wee ditch is man-made there, like, and there's woody things growing on it. Cut down a lot of trees here, Lena. Oh, Strabane poo's gone there, boys. I never understand how they work. The water always seems to flow at the same rate. You never see them stopping and starting, do you, like? Aye, people flush the toilets at different times. 5 years open and closed at different times. How does it always sound like the same? Like, we spray around at the same speed. Nothing ever changes. If it's a drought or heavy rain, it sounds the same. That's a nice wee fancy building there. That wasn't there when the brother was there. It's hard to see it. So we'll soon be at the start now, Luna. What do you reckon, Luna? Oh, some puppy pooed there, pet. Ah, the council were down with the wee signs, no pooing. Aye. So there's more of that weedy stuff. So to me that looks like a weed that shouldn't be here, but it's funny how it's grown on ditches that's been planted. So maybe it's a rare thing, it's been planted deliberately. And they're protecting them with these wire fences, or that one's all broke down. There we are now, look. 2 wee parking spaces here. Is that a bit of a car or something there, boys? There's a wee lane I came down. Come on now, pedal. Up. Up we go. Who's a good girl today? Linus! What time is it now, Luna? Hear that wind blowing now, boys. What's it? 4:15, Luna. I'll plenty of time.